Today's episode is brought to you by Sincerely Shalia, my very own greeting card line, written and designed by me for real love and real life. Whether you need the perfect card to celebrate love, apologize, or say what's on your heart, Sincerely Shalia has you covered. So skip the generic and say it your way. Check out my full collection at shaliavinny.com/greeting cards and find the card that speaks for you. I can't wait till you guys check them out. And don't forget to let me know what you think. I love you guys. Hello and welcome to the Love This Way podcast, the show that exists to help men and women everywhere to be better at love. Never any gender wars or back and forth, just great tips to help you find and sustain the love of your dreams. Because love is a journey, but you still need direction. So I want you to grab your tribe and get ready, because each episode we're going to be talking about our real life issues, answering tough questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal, learn, and grow. I'm your host, your girl, Dr. Shalia Vinny, and today we're going to get to the bottom of a very important question. Are they your partner or your parasite? Hey, my babies. Welcome back to another episode of Love This Way. I really want to have a discussion with you guys because I've been seeing this happening a lot, and I think it's time for us to put a name to it. You know, there's a difference between having a partner and having a project, between building with someone and being drained by someone. Some of you are not in love, you're in labor, carrying the weight of the relationship, holding it together, doing the emotional, mental, and sometimes even the physical heavy lifting while they sit comfortably in the shade of your effort. So today's question is simple but necessary. Are they your partner or are they your parasite? Because I want to talk about emotional labor disguised as love. So let's start with the truth. Love is not supposed to feel like a full-time job. Yes, relationships do take effort, but they should never be one-sided maintenance projects that you manage while the other person coasts. Some of you are managing their moods, emotional and trauma responses, initiating every conversation, date, resolution. You're taking on the emotional responsibility of both people, apologizing for things you didn't do, fixing messes that you didn't even cause, explaining basic empathy like it's rocket science. This isn't a partnership, it's performance, and it often comes from a deep desire to feel needed and chosen and valuable. But here's the catch. When love becomes labor, resentment is not far behind, because you start to shrink and then you lose your sense of self, and then your needs become optional, but theirs are always urgent. You start feeling like their therapist, their parent, their planner, everything but their partner. And it's not just exhausting, it's identity erasing. Because when you're constantly adjusting to meet their needs, you begin to forget your own. That's how people wake up one day and realize, I don't even know who I am anymore. Sometimes love isn't mutual, it's transactional. Let's be clear, okay? Let's just be clear. Reciprocity isn't a bonus, it's the bare minimum. But parasites don't reciprocate, they attach. They take your time, energy, peace, and love, and then they give you just enough to keep you hoping, but never enough to make you feel whole. This is where identity loss starts to show, because you stop doing what you love, you neglect your goals to prioritize theirs, you overextend yourself trying to keep them happy while slowly losing your own. This isn't selflessness, it's slow destruction. And here's the truth. Some people love the benefits of you more than they actually love you. The way that you pour is what they love, not the person pouring. They love the way that you show up, but they won't meet you where you are. And if you bring it up, they're going to say you're too much or you're too sensitive or you're never satisfied. This is not love. This is consumption. They're not feeding the relationship. They're feeding off of it. And many of us stay because, one, we have these dangerous thoughts that go through our minds all the time. If I just love them harder, maybe they're going to change. But harder love is not going to fix a hollow bond. Hey, friend. If you're tired of those generic impersonal greeting cards, I've got you covered. Sincerely Shalia is my very own greeting card line, written and designed by me to help you say what's really on your heart. Whether it's love, apologies, or just because, these cards speak for you. Skip the cookie cutter messages and send something real. Check out my collection at shaliavinny.com/greeting cards and find your perfect card today. So we've been talking about one-sided relationships, and I know multiple times you've probably yelled, "That's so true," during this show. But I want you to be certain about what you're dealing with. So here is how to tell if they're a partner or a parasite. And please pay attention because these are questions that will separate partnership from emotional freeloading. Number one, do I feel energized or emotionally drained after we interact? Love should refill your cup, not empty it. If you're always left tired, anxious, or on the edge, it's not connection, it's consumption. Number two, is my growth supported or is it sacrificed? Are they cheering for your evolution or are they quietly resenting it? A real partner will celebrate your rise. A parasite fears you outgrowing their comfort. Number three, do I express my needs or do I suppress them? If you constantly walk on eggshells, center yourself, or downplay your own desires to keep the peace, you're not in a safe love, you're surviving. Number four, do they take accountability or do they always deflect the blame? Partners reflect and grow. Parasites shift blame, gaslight, weaponize your vulnerability to avoid doing the work. Number five, am I the only one doing the emotional work? If you're always the one initiating healing conversations, managing conflict, and carrying emotional weight, you're not being partnered with, you're being emotionally freeloaded from. If you're nodding anywhere along to any one of these or even all of these, it's time to reevaluate. Not because you're not worthy of love, but because you are. Let me go ahead and say this clearly for anybody in the back. You don't have to earn love through exhaustion, and you don't have to trade your peace for presence. You don't have to make a home for someone who's only squatting in your soul. There's nothing noble about suffering in silence. There's nothing admirable about carrying a relationship on your back while calling it loyalty. Being deeply loyal to the wrong person does not make you loving, it makes you lost. Because love without reciprocity isn't love, it's labor. And love without respect is survival, not intimacy. You were never meant to audition for someone who was never prepared to show up for the role of your partner. And you were never created to be a host for someone draining you dry while feeding on your effort. So today is your call to clarity. Start choosing peace over potential, reality over hope, and mutuality over martyrdom. Because the truth is, the love you deserve will never cost you your soul to keep. But when you finally choose yourself, you're going to stop confusing pain with purpose. You don't need to love harder. You need to love smarter. If you need more help, you can always go to shaliavinny.com and book a one-on-one session with me. You know that I love you. You know that I'm rooting for you. And I'm going to see you on the next episode. Today's show is brought to you by Sincerely Shalia, my greeting card line. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform, share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and ask them to do the same. Remember, good, better, best. Don't you ever let it rest. To your good is better, and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and motivator and relationship strategist, Dr. Shalia. Bye.